Congressman, one more. Any chance that you'll ever come and join us at Fox News for a town hall?
Yeah, there's a chance.
Why tell the IRS about some contributions and not others?
Because for us, it wasn't important to itemize or to take the deductions. We wanted to make contributions to causes and charities and to people that we believed in, that we thought could be helpful. Again, never thought I'd be publishing 10 years of my tax returns, which we just did 2 days ago. But that's by and large why.
Media darling and Democratic presidential hopeful Beto O'Rourke on defense today over his charitable donations, as his recently released tax returns reveal he and his wife gave away just a tiny fraction of their income. Spring and Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall and radio host of WMAL in Washington, Larry O'Connor, who, by the way, just interviewed the president. We're going to talk about that, too. But first of all, this idea that Beto says, listen, I give in a lot of other ways. They're not necessarily monetary. Larry, should we care how much our presidential contenders are giving to charity?
Well, only when they're trying to force us through penalty of law to take money from us because they have such kind hearts they want to help other people. A lot of times Democrats look at charity as funneled through the federal government instead of something that we do voluntarily. I did find it incredibly narcissistic that Beto O'Rourke's first answer to that student at University of Virginia was, oh, I give in a lot of other ways. I'm running for office. I'm running for public office. And by campaigning, this is my act of charity. My God, what an ego Mr. Skateboard has over there, just so we can bask in the glow of his generosity because he's gracing us with his presence on the campaign trail. Well, I'm over this guy.
Okay, well, let's see if Leslie is, because, listen, a lot of people say, listen, there are all kinds of little traps if you're going to release your tax refunds. I mean, people are going to dig for everything.
You know, I'm going to make people faint, and my mother, who's sitting outside, is definitely going to. I'm going to quote the Bible, Matthew 6:4. When you give something, I'm going to paraphrase here, give in secret, right? If you're doing something in charity, so for example, my husband and I, our family, we do a lot in addition to giving a lot. And if you're claiming the charity on your tax return, you're getting a deduction for it. You're getting a kickback. And so some people want to give in the purest sense, not just of their time, even of their money, and not benefit in any way, but just purely giving. And I think he addressed that when he said that in one of the responses in that clip.
Okay, now I want to get to Larry's interview with the president.
So much for the separation of church and state.
Here's Larry. You talked to the president today. You asked him about if he thinks President Obama knew about the surveillance, some people want to call it spying, that was going on with the Trump campaign. Here's what he told you.
There are those that say, how is it possible? And how is it possible that he didn't know? And I guess you have to put yourself in that category, and I can put myself in that category. I mean, we're talking about pervasive, horrible things that were happening. And it would certainly be hard to believe that he didn't know what was going on.
Okay, Larry, the president is convinced.
Yeah, well, he didn't go all the way out and say he danced right. He did say it's hard to believe he didn't know. And this is a tough one for the defenders of President Obama, because if he didn't know that all of this was going on, it makes him kind of a feckless, hands-off kind of leader, where this runaway intelligence community and Justice Department was doing an unprecedented surveillance of a presidential campaign, and he knew nothing. If he did know something about it, why hasn't he said anything about it? Why hasn't a reporter asked him about it for 2 years now? It's really one of the big mysteries here. This all does lead back to President Obama. It happened on his watch.
All right, Leslie, and what do you think? Will we get any closer to answers about those questions tomorrow in the Mueller report?
No, I think we're going to see and smell a lot of Sharpie fumes tomorrow. But I do think one of the questions Larry should have asked was what was the current president, briefed on by the outgoing president, former President Barack Obama, and his administration, because Donald Trump knew about a lot of this investigating, or spying as he likes to call it, and even the Attorney General alluded to, when he took over as president and commander-in-chief.
I don't know about that. I know the FBI director didn't brief him on it, and the FBI director didn't even tell Congress, which he was mandated to do. So I think that he discovered a lot of this as we discovered it.
Maybe next time the two of you could interview the president together. Larry,
that'd be great.
Larry, Leslie, all right.
She can get her own booking.
All right, great to see you both. Thanks for being on tonight.
Thanks, Leslie. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.